I married my wife because I owed her family $100,000. I grew up in a neglectful family. I never knew who my father was, and my mother clearly never wanted a child and preferred having fun with so many new boyfriends and husbands I honestly lost count. My basic physical needs were met: food, clothes, a place to live, and that's pretty much all she ever did. We moved to a new city when I was 11 in the middle of the school year, and that's when I met my wife. I was seated next to her in history class and I started befriending this awkward, shy, nervous girl who was also so nice and pure. We started by being acquaintances. A few days later, I walk into the cafeteria and see a girl spilling a carton of milk on her head with a bunch of other bullies tormenting her. She had been bullied by this group of people for most of her early life. I stepped in and yelled at them to stop. The bullies were a bunch of jackasses who only picked on defenseless people, so they were speechless when someone actually showed some resistance and they left. From then on, I began to spend most of my time with her. It was a win-win situation for both of us. I was her first and only friend. We used to sit together anytime we could, we ate together and hung out after school. She was no longer lonely, and the bullying with me around came down at least half, although it did not stop entirely. I had a peace of mind because I was stopping her from getting hurt, and she helped me escape the hellish emptiness of my house. I started to hang out at her place almost every afternoon to play video games or swim in her pool, and at night I would have dinner with her family. It was the closest thing I had to having a loving family. Hanging out with her was also pretty fun, and her personality gradually started to come out. Her family, which consisted of her mother and her aunt, warmly welcomed me, and I was almost instantly a part of their family, which is kinda insane when I think about it. Her family is loaded and they used to spoil me with gifts even if I had a hard time accepting them. I cried the first time I had gifts on Christmas when I celebrated with them because my mother never once offered me anything. As years went by, the bond between me and my wife only got stronger. I was the first person outside of her family who she could confide in, and she basically told me all about her personal issues concerning her sick sister, her asshole of a father, the bullying, her insecurities. I always was a support beam for her. At the time, I figured out that she was in love with me, but I didn't reciprocate because I only liked her, if you know what that feels like. I also didn't want to ruin our friendship and have her family stop treating me so well. In high school, the bullying fully stopped. She was much more confident and less awkward, and she found a loyal group of friends who could protect her. It also helped that she became really pretty. We were still very close even if we naturally spent less time together, and she still went to me anytime she needed to vent about her issues. Her love for me only grew more with time and things became a bit awkward at times, but it was nothing I couldn't handle. I made sure we didn't cross the line. However, this all changed when I was 17. I got my driver's license. Getting a car with insurance would cost a ton of money for an unsupported teen like me. My wife's mother bought me my first car. I didn't even ask for it. She just paid for it as she paid for her daughters, and it was a pretty damn good car too. I estimated around $40,000 in total. And then, a few weeks later, it was time to apply for college. I didn't want to go mainly because of the student loan I would have to take, and also since I was not the best in studies contrary to my wife who was gifted. Her mom decided to pay for my college tuition. I refused at first, but she insisted, saying I would also be there for her daughter since we went to the same college, even if I knew deep down it was simply an excuse. She just wanted the best for me and to have the chance to get an education. At that moment, I realized the only way I could pay her back, I owed her family around $100,000 at this point, was by taking care of her daughter. And that's what I did. I opened my heart to her. She was so happy, and her family and friends were too. She was the one who confessed her feelings first. She was the one who kissed me first. She was the one who initiated our first time. She was the one who proposed. We've been married for 4 years now, together for 10. Our lives have settled, we moved in a beautiful place and are going to start trying for a baby soon. I still owe her mother for the money, but anytime I try to talk to her about paying her back, she brushes me off and tells me she considers me as her son and she won't accept a single cent I give her. Her words. The thing is, I like my wife and care for her, but she loves me so much and I don't know what to do about it. She doesn't know it obviously. She deserves someone better than me who would love her with all his might, but she is too passionate to realize it. Our lives are perfect and I am so happy with her. I have never thought about cheating once. I'd honestly rather die than hurt her. To conclude, I am an average-looking dude with a low-income job who is married to a drop-dead gorgeous woman who has a PhD, an excellent job, who is loyal, loves me with all her heart, and wants to build a family and spend the rest of her life with me. If I could take it back, I would, because she deserves someone better than me in every single aspect. I just feel like she is wasting her life with me. I do not want to end the marriage because, even if I think it would be better for her to find someone else, it would absolutely crush her and her family, and I do not want that. It would also destroy me in so many aspects. I do not want to think about it. Just wanted to get this off my chest. I am not even sure if I am looking for any answer, but I would appreciate any constructive comment.